Hello guys and girls, my name is Levitee. Welcome back to a different type of video. Now, this will be a tutorial video, obviously, as you can read by the title, of how to make thumbnails. So, I don't know, I just felt like this would be a very useful video to make, because something I noticed with a lot of smaller content creators for myself is the thumbnails they make aren't really the best. Now, I'm not trying to say that my thumbnails are superb. I do think I make some pretty good ones for my channel size though, and this is just going to be a tutorial of how you can do it. So I hope this helps you out. And thumbnails are very important for a video. It's like the cover of a book, it's like the poster of a movie, so it's very important that you have good thumbnails, and I'm going to show you how I make mine and how you can make some. So the program you'll be using for this is called paint.net. I will have the download link in the description below. So you're going to go to this, just look up paint.net, download on Google, or like I said, you can click the link in the description below. But click that link, and then you're going to scroll down here. I already have it downloaded, so I'm not going to re-download it because it's a pain in the butt, especially if you have plugins like me. So I'm not going to do that. It's really self-explanatory of how to download it. It's like anything else. You just click this one. Make sure it's this one, .pdn. You click download. The Windows thing should pop up here, show in folder, blah, blah, blah. Start it up, open it up, and there you go. So when you open it up, it should look like this. So first step we're going to do is we're going to go up here into image, and then you're going to go to canvas size. Now some people, they make thumbnail sizes the wrong size, and the size to thumbnails are supposed to be 1280 by 720. If you want to make a best thumbnail, then you're obviously going to want to make it the size. And usually what I do is I just get rid of the background by using this tool here. I think it's called the magic wand. Yep. So you just select that and get rid of that white background, and this just basically makes it transparent in PNG. By the way, I'm going to be making a Pokemon Showdown background, so I'm going to be showing you how to do that. So first thing I usually start with when I'm making a thumbnail, I typically start with the text. And what I really recommend is you download fonts. You can just look up fonts anywhere to download. Like, let's say I want to download the Yankees font, like the baseball team. You can just look that up. See, look, you can look 78 free baseball fonts. See, it's even free. So you go to there. It's very easy to download fonts. You literally just click this, and there's a whole bunch of websites that you can do this. I highly recommend you get fonts. It's what makes your thumbnails a lot better. Just using standard text is always not the greatest. So once you do that, you're obviously going to want to start the text. I'm going to choose a font here quick. I personally don't like to do anything that's really obnoxious or outstanding. Like, for example, this. I'll show you quick once I make the size bigger. I really wouldn't use this for a thumbnail font, because one, it doesn't really fit what I'm going for. If it was like an ice theme thing, then sure, I would use this. But if something like this also doesn't really fit well, I just have these downloaded for other things I use them for, like making a logo or something. But I'm just going to be using something simple. As you can see, I have a lot of fonts downloaded because I make logos and crap, and having custom fonts is very good. But I'm going to use something simple, just like this. It's called Delinquent Black if you want to use it. I really like it. Very simple, but I enjoy it. So now that we have that there, so what I usually do is, I don't like how big of a gap there is here. So I'm going to go ahead, take, well, first I select it with this tool, the rectangle select, and then I use the move selected tool, and basically I can just move this wherever I want. I'm obviously going to move it down closer because I didn't like the big gap that there was before. So now we got that out of the way. Now basically, now that I got the text and everything, I'll worry about coloring it and moving it to where I want in a bit. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look up a Pokemon quick, the Pokemon I want to use for my thumbnail. So I'm going to do that. Let's just choose a random one here. Let's rock with this one, just a standard one. So what I'm gonna do, actually, that's not transparent. So especially if you want a transparent image in your thumbnail, a really helpful tool is that some people don't know is you want to go up to here, click Tools, Color, and Transparent. That will basically mean that there will be a clear background on it. See, this is the exact same picture I had up before, but now it has a transparent background. So I want that one. I'm going to copy the image, and you're going to make sure you want to put this into a new layer, because if I just paste this down, as you can see, it kind of ruins the text. So I don't want that. I'm going to paste it into a new layer. It's very important that you do this. And now I'm just going to size it to the size I want. Also, a really helpful tool for this is Control plus your scrolling on your mouse can help zoom in and out. It's just a lot quicker. Instead of going all the way down here and doing that, you can just use Control plus the mouse. It's really helpful, really useful. But I'm just going to go size this real quick to the amount I want it. And then you can obviously use this rotation tool to rotate it as you want as well. Not going to do anything really special with this. I'm just going to blow them up a bit, put them in the side like that, and boom, that's fine for me. Okay, now that we got that, now I can worry about the text. I'm just going to hide my Pokemon here. If you want to hide a layer, you can just click this checkbox right here. That will make the Pokemon or the layer disappear and not disappear by your will. So I'm going to edit the text now as I want. I'm going to rotate it just like this. I'm also going to make it a little bit bigger, like so. And now what I'm going to do is, this is just personally my style for showdown thumbnails. What I like to do is I like to get the colors of the Pokemon for the text, and you can just use this color picker tool. So I'm going to go into Hoopa. I'm going to select this pink, and I guess this, whatever that color is, I'm going to check this box off. Now I'm going to select the text. An easy way to just select the entire text in general is you click Shift and just your left pointer. That's really it. And then I take the gradient tool, and then I just do a quick grade, and you can just mess with this, do it how you want, and boom, that's it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add an outline for this. So, like I mentioned plugins before, you can get, because Paint.net does not have that many features. Well, it has a lot of features built into it, but it doesn't have that many features built in for thumbnail makers and whatnot. So, what I like to do is I like to make a thumbnail, or not make a thumbnail, get plugins. And basically what they do is they add features in the Paint.net that otherwise wouldn't be in the game. For example, this outline object tool is not in regular Paint.net. I got that in a plugin. And to get plugins, oops, let me not mess that up. You're just going to go into the website here. You can just look up Paint.net plugins. There will be a couple websites for you to use. I'm not going to put any links to this in the description because there's a couple good ones you can get. I just usually click this one or this main one. We're going to click this main one over here, the top link, and we're just going to scroll down a bit. And all these are plugins. Now I don't know exactly what plugin I have because I got it a little bit while ago, but I'm pretty sure you're able to just search what you want. So if I want outline, it should bring me to a plugin that has an outline object on it as soon as it loads in, because you know it likes to be slow. So yes, all of these plugins have an outline object to them, or some sort of way to outline your object in the thumbnail. So what you're going to do then is after you find the one that you want, something like this, obviously, like this says, it just outlines an object for you. Actually, I think this is the exact one I have, and maybe not complete. I'm trying to find the download link here. Is it up a bit? Did I scroll too down far? Or down too far? I do not know where the download link is. Well, there's other tutorials you can look up on YouTube on how to, oh, go away Twitter, on how you can download Paint.net plugins. You can just look that up on YouTube or Google, whatever. But yeah, so now what I'm going to do is I am going to just outline this because it makes it look better. And something I notice with smaller content creators in making thumbnails is what they usually do is I notice that they kind of make stuff too small. You don't want to make the stuff on your thumbnail too small. You just want to fit everything in correctly, nicely. So that's what I'm just trying to do here. Now, obviously you might be able to tell that this Pokemon is overlapping the text. I personally don't care about that. That's personally just my style. I don't care if this overlaps the text a bit and you can't read it, because you can just read the title, or what it is after you read the title. So yeah. After I add that black outline, I usually just add a white one. Now this is of course my style. I'm not encouraging you to use my style, but if you... Well, this is just giving you some ideas of what you can do. So now that we got the text how I want it, now I want a background. Now, for a background, I don't really know what I want, because the way I do my showdown thumbnails is I don't really... the background really doesn't matter. We're just going to take this one, just because it's open bound, and the thumbnail is directed towards that. So we're going to make a new layer. Obviously, I'm going to paste this in. We're going to keep the canvas size, the size we want as well. And I'm just going to shrink this down a bit. That's good enough, because you really won't be seeing much of the background anyway. And I'm going to head and blur some of it. Just a bit. Actually, I'd rather use a zoom blur, because I like the way that looks. After we do that, you can do that however you want. I click OK. And now, to what I usually do, from why I talk about... where the background doesn't really matter in my thumbnails. Now this is of course my style, of course. I make a new layer, and I go over here, make my primary color black, and I make the secondary color just nothing. So I just take any color and put the opacity scale all the way down to the bottom. So I take my black, and I'm just going to go all the way to this. Just show a little bit of the top of the background. That's really all I want. In my thumbnail, because that's just my style, the way I do mine. So now that that's done, oh, why do we have all these random layers? Let's get rid of that. So now that we have that, so my Pokemon here is a little bit hard to see, so I'm gonna go ahead and add some outlines to him as well. So I am just going to, let's add the black one. Maybe I want to add white, because he has these little white specks on the sides, as you can see there. So we're going to add white first, just because that looks better. And then I'm going to add a black one. Now, of course, you don't need to add outlines, but outlines help you see stuff better. So, of course, I want the Pokemon to stand out. So, I'm going to want to make sure I outline him. Now that I do that, I like to make another layer, and I take my black gradient, and I just go over him again, because it gives it a little bit of depth, like that there's like a shadow coming up. It's, I don't know, it kind of looks cool to me. But yes, I'm just about done here, but there's one more thing I like to add to these. Let me just go ahead and make a new layer. I'm deciding what layer I want it, this one. So what I like to do is I usually like to add like a border. So I take whatever color I want, we're going to go white, and I take the rectangle tool, and I usually make the size of this 25, and boom. And I just make a border, just a very simple border. It just makes it look simpler and a lot more neat in a way, kind of. So we're going to go ahead and size it to the size of the thumbnail, and boom, we have my thumbnail. Now, of course, you can do some other cool effects for it. For example, you could add a sunburst. I can show you what a sunburst is. You just look up sunburst, if I can spell it right. That's okay. Autocorrect is there for a reason. So if you want a sunburst, you can click tools here again, and then go it's not showing up, then go transparent, and then you can just pick really anyone you want. Let's rock with this blue one. Now I'm not going to put this in my thumbnail. I'm just showing you some good options to make your thumbnails pop a bit more and make them stand out. So I wouldn't, no, I don't want this in the same layer. So I'm going to go ahead, make a new layer, put this in, keep canvas size, and boom. That's basically a sunburst effect. I'm not going to put this in my thumbnail because I don't like how it looks. And something else I like to do is I like to basically copy the main feature of the thumbnail, and I put it in a new layer like always. I paste it in and I make it bigger like so, and then what I do is, sure, it may look stupid now, but then you go up to layer properties, go to layer properties again. Well, you don't go, you know what I mean. And you can adjust the opacity scale, and you can make it disappear. I just sometimes like to do that because it makes it look like there's a little bit more going on in the thumbnail, so that looks good. But yeah, that's really it. If there's anything else, obviously this is of course not Photoshop. You don't need Photoshop to make good thumbnails. It's very simple to do this. It's also free. Not to mention, this is not a sponsorship either. I just thought I would share this for newer content creators on how to make thumbnails, because like I said in the beginning of the video, good thumbnails is very important. But yeah, now of course you don't need to make your Pokemon thumbnails like this. You can do this for literally anything. Your imagination is huge. Do what you want. So yeah, I think I'm going to end off the video here. By the way, before I end off the video, I forgot to say this, but when you're saving your thumbnail, you want to make sure that you save it as a PNG or a JPEG, because what this does, Paint.net, it saves as its custom thing called the PDN. You can't do that because YouTube will not accept PDN. So you can save it as a JPEG or PNG. A JPEG saves up a lot less space, so you want to just go ahead and save it as that or whatever. You can just name it. I'm just gonna name it test. Just save that. Click OK. You want to make sure you click flatten here. I don't really know what that does, but you just do it anyway. So click that, and you're done. You're ready to go. If you guys have any questions and whatnot of how to download it, plugins and whatnot, but yeah, like I said, you should probably just look up another video on how to download plugins, because I don't really remember how to do that. But yeah, I'm going to end off the video here. So if you guys enjoyed this, then make sure to click the like button down below, and also do not forget to subscribe for more videos like this and whatnot. But I'm going to get the heck out of here. Hope you guys have a beautiful day.